Namaste Bharat. According to the Global Traffic Index 2019, Bengaluru is the worst city in terms of traffic congestion. On an average, its residents spend 10 days of their year in the peak hour or the rush hour of the Bengaluru traffic. Instead, they could listen to Fateh Ali Khan songs 500 times, or watch the first part of Sacred Games 39 times, or walk around the Lal Bagh Gardens 400 times. Bengaluru is worse in terms of congestion, and its average speed is 11 km per hour, but can go down to 8 km per hour if the issue is left unaddressed by 2031. This can have a significant impact on the economy. A famous economic journal states that the average GDP downfall of the Bengaluru city is caused by the Bengaluru traffic is $30,000. That is 2% of the city's GDP. The newspaper article states that the family should have an additional 50,000 rupees every year to treat the ailments and illness caused by the Bengaluru traffic. Now, this Bengaluru traffic has its own Twitter handle, and this famous junction, the Silk Boat Junction, is called the India's largest parking lot. And because of the unfamous Bengaluru traffic, several memes, worldwide memes have popped up. The problem of the Bengaluru traffic, we're all aware about it, but the reason and the solution, we lack knowledge about it. Come, let's discuss.
The idea of an India brimming with advanced technology may seem difficult to reconcile.
It's the fastest growing city in India. The Indians like to think of this as their own sort of Silicon Valley.
Once a garden city, now reduced to a pothole-ridden city.
Right now, the situation has become worse in Bangalore with potholes, bad roads and bad footpaths.
It's horrible. It's exhausting.
Frustrating.
Beautiful. Irritating.
Oh, tension ho raha ma'am.
Every time jam or traffic jam.
Took a cab from the airport. It was a brand new Volkswagen Polo. By the time we reached Koramangala, it had gone through 60% depreciation.
Bengaluru was built in 1537 by Kempe Gowda. This is the current day map of Bengaluru. The red portion that you can see is the portion that was developed by Kempe Gowda. Later, the colonial masters took over and established the Bengaluru Cantonment. To develop Bengaluru, several officials and officers were roped in from different parts of the city, and the city blossomed. Bengaluru continued to play an important role till the independence, and later several events changed the future of the city forever.
It was a battle in Marine Corps history for the strategic importance of its outcome, for its unrelenting bitterness, and for the lives it cost for
As you saw, Bengaluru is now well equipped and well trained engineers and laborers for the IT sector, and thus other events transformed Bengaluru into the Silicon Valley. Those events are: first one, the liberalization in 1991. Second, the NRI graduates from US started returning to Bangalore and starting their startups. Third, the time difference between US and India caused an upgrade or a boost to Bengaluru, and when US stopped, Bengaluru started working, a 6-hour boost. Fourth, the famous Y2K. It was a computer bug that could crash computers as they lost the ability to process the 00 dates, and that's the problem with the 2000. Bengaluru now officially became the Silicon Valley of India because of all these reasons. For instance, between the year 2009 to 19, Bengaluru had the highest number of startups after the National Capital Region, and unicorns as well. Along with the growth in the IT sector, Bengaluru saw a rapid rise in its population as well. Increase in population now caused the first problem, that is the urban development. Many IT sectors and IT wings started establishing over the outer ring road of Bengaluru, which was barren. But this barren land had a tremendous transformation within 2 decades. There was a substantial surge of growth in the outer ring road area connecting two famous IT wings, that is the Whitefield and the Electronic City. But this was an unplanned one. The traffic advisor M.N. Srihari stated that Bengaluru was a sleeping village which was transformed into a town and now a mushroom city. There was a change in the road pattern or road layout systems. If you compare the New York and the Bengaluru road layouts, New York as a grid system, whereas Bengaluru as a star-shaped pattern which increases the traffic. A research stated that the grid system increases mobility. It creates several pathways to reach the destination, thus distributing the traffic, whereas in terms of the star-shaped, there are very less roads and sometimes everyone come to the main road, creating huge traffic. Bengaluru also had the grid-based system back in 19th century, but eventually in this tremendous growth that I talked about, in the 2 decades growth, it adapted a star-based system. Third cause is the usage of the Indian roads. The researchers have found that the Indian roads are used in a unique manner. The mobility of the traffic in the fastest Indian city is slower compared to the mobility of traffic of a congested city in United States. They've also found the fact that Indian roads are multi-purpose and are used up for various purposes. There are tea stalls set up on Indian roads and most of the Indian roads are converted into parking lots. The fourth cause is the illegal construction, who is solely responsible, both the residents and the municipal workers or the engineers. The process starts here. First, the resident bribe the municipal engineers and start the construction. Second, the municipal engineers, just to show that they're working and nothing of importance, send a show cause notice, which is of no importance as they have eaten up money already. Residents who need more assurance go to the court to get a stay order. The court grants them a stay on the show cause notice, and thus the show cause notice is completely invalid on humanitarian grounds, charging a bare minimum as penalty, and thus the illegal construction is completed. And now the road width is eaten up because of the illegal construction. The reason is the horrible condition of roads. According to the traffic police of Bengaluru, they state that 244 Bengaluru roads are in terrible conditions, out of which the east zone in particular is in the danger zone. There have been 518 potholes that have been spotted in the city and 20 are life consuming. These pothole problems and the construction works on roads, be it the laying down of pipelines, water lines or gas line, contribute to the 50% of accidents in the city. The sixth cause and the last cause is the private vehicles. Currently, there are only 2 options for the public transportation in Bengaluru, that is the local trains or the metro and the BMTC or the bus service. This couldn't meet the needs of the people of Bengaluru, and thus there was a substantial growth in the consumption of private vehicles in the city. What are the possible solutions? The Bengaluru government has already stated that they have invested in the Japanese technology, which could reduce the traffic by more than 30% within 3 years. But the expert predicts that only when people are educated and are made accountable, that's when these Japanese technologies or the other technologies can be helpful in curbing the traffic. Secondly, the government shouldn't worry about building flyovers or steel flyovers beautifying the city. Rather, they should invest more on public transportation and communication. In the 2020 budget, the state government allocated 7.3% for the transportation and communication, whereas guidelines state for the bigger cities, nearly 12 to 14% of land should be invested for public transportation. It is the sole responsibility of BBMP, Brihat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike, the High Court and Traffic Police to create awareness among people. By far, Bengaluru is heading in the right direction. Its master plan proposed by Bengaluru Development Authority of the year 2031 stated that they have increased the investments on public transportation to 60 to 70%, which was at 48% before. But in my opinion, I like to say that a corrupt free, only when Bengaluru is corrupt free, when the government invests more and gives free hand to traffic police, and thirdly, जब लोगों की सोच बदलेगी, इस ट्रैफिक की समस्या पूरी होगी. Having said that, with full hands, much respect and reverence, this is Gagan signing off. Thank you. Namaskara. We'll meet in the next video.